Irrigation is big business in southern Alberta. And this chart shows how irrigation compares to the other uses in the basin. The light blue area, that is what irrigation is about. And it's broken up into 4 basins in the south here. The Red Deer subbasin, then the Bow Basin, which goes through Banff, Canmore, Calgary, and on down towards Medicine Hat. The Oldman Basin, which is in the Lethbridge area. And then there's a small chunk of the basin called the South Saskatchewan Subbasin, which starts when the Bow and the Oldman join up near Medicine Hat. The distribution of use is very much different in the basins. You can see in the Red Deer, irrigation is accounting for only 21% of the total allocation, whereas in the Bow and the Oldman, you're talking about 80% of the water that's allocated goes to irrigation. And then you've got a small chunk of it down in the Medicine Hat area. You'll see in the Red Deer Basin, the total allocation is like 270,000 acre feet. But you move to the Bow, and it's got 2 million acre feet of water allocated. The Oldman is similar at 1.8 million, and then you've got a little bit of allocation down in the subbasin that's just down near Medicine Hat. Now, in terms of where you find this irrigation, there are 2 kinds of irrigation in southern Alberta. One is through irrigation districts. There are 13 of those irrigations, and they're all marked in those colored areas, whether it's kind of gray up by Calgary, where the Western Irrigation District is, brown area, which is the Eastern Irrigation District, the yellow area running kind of way across the prairies there, which is the St. Mary's Irrigation District. So they are actually organized to provide irrigation to farmers. They have their own works, many of which are supplied by provincial waterworks. Then on the right, you can see individual irrigation licenses spread all the way through there. And these private irrigators generally just take water straight out of the river. Sometimes they are associated with irrigation districts in some fashion, but aren't necessarily ratepayers. So you've got an extensive amount of people who in one way or another are dedicated and depend upon irrigation. Now, in terms of the total acreage, overall, there's about 1.8 million, maybe a little bit more because this is from 2023, 1.8 million acres of irrigation, which 2.5 million of acres that the Special Areas Board manages. The irrigated area in total in southern Alberta is coming pretty close to that magnitude of land. If you look at the bottom, that green line, that is private irrigation. So most of the irrigation in terms of the acres irrigated is coming from these irrigation districts as opposed to private irrigation.